Gonna get it this time. All right.
Alright.
Let's do it.
Welcome to Lord Bear Me Strength.
This is the podcast where we ask God to bear us some strength.
And then we use that strength to pray without ceasing, talk about beer, and digest the issues.
And sometimes we quote The Office.
For your edification and our enjoyment.
Because we have freedom in Christ.
You're Lisa.
And you're Marge.
Now
Lord, bear us strength.
Well, Lisa, welcome to Lord Bear Me Strength.
Welcome, Marge.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good to have you.
It's good to be here.
Yeah.
In my room.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, I mean, me too. But, hello everyone.
Hello?
I'm Mallory.
Yes, not Marge. That's
Right.
just what I call you.
Yeah. I mean, you can call me Marge as well, but... No, actually,
It's
you
not
can't.
on your birth certificate.
Right. That's correct.
Mallory.
Yes.
Okay, my name is actually Lisa.
Well, we have some things we want to discuss.
Right, and this is our introductory episode of Lord
Yeah.
Bear Me Strength.
So, we have some things
Things to discuss.
Some
I'm
things
gonna lay it all out there.
on our hearts and minds
Indeed.
that we need to tell you people.
Yes. First of all, how are you, Marge? How are you doing?
I'm a little tired, but I'm
Yeah?
okay.
Did you sleep okay?
No.
Why? Why in the heck not?
Because I have crippling anxiety.
Oh, no. Well, let's talk about that.
Okay.
Save that for the next episode, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need the...
It's episode 2.
Yeah, we need the topics
I'm
for next
sorry,
time.
your cough drop on your phone is distracting me.
I'll put it back in my mouth, but then it might be...
Like, your phone's gonna be all sticky. You know?
It's really not a concern. It's really okay.
Okay.
My phone's always sticky.
Okay, well, a little bit about ourselves. I
Yeah.
thought it would be maybe helpful to, like, explain how we know each other.
Yes.
So,
that
like,
is
how do you know
a
me?
good point. I know you from church.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. I've been going to this church for almost your whole life. I don't know. It's been 19 years, so how old were you when I met you? How old are you now?
How old am I now?
Do math.
I don't remember not knowing you.
Right? I
Yeah.
know.
If that tells you anything.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. I also know you from church.
What a coincidence.
Yeah. It's very strange. I think, like, my first impression of you was that you were very, like, confident and...
That is ironic.
and unique and, like, creative. And you, like, knew what you wanted and kind of loud.
Yes. Yes.
I
I do know that I am shrill.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so shrill. Just
Toning
like,
it down for the purposes of this podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. Try not to be too
Much
loud.
appreciated. I always, like, looked up to you, in a way. Not,
That's
like,
cool.
physically. But,
No, because I'm short.
Right.
Yeah.
I always thought you were cool and
Yeah.
stuff. I don't know, you ever have those people where you're like, oh, I would be a great friend to them?
Yes.
Or, like,
yeah.
they would be a great
right?
friend to
Like,
me.
how can I arrange this so we can hang out more?
Yeah, but, like, it just, I don't know, we just never, like...
I know. Never really had the opportunity.
Right.
I mean, I always felt that way about you, too. Like, I thought you were just one of the most unique people that I knew.
Uh-huh.
And, of course, that
I get
speaks
that a lot.
to me. Yeah. I mean, I'm drawn to the people I think are unique. You know, so, I wanted to hang out with you more. Art class was kind of the first opportunity I had to actually get to know you more.
Yeah.
But then as, like, the teacher, it's kind of like, you can't, I mean, it'd be weird to just, like, invite your students over to hang out, you know?
Yeah.
I know some people do that.
Yeah. I think also, like, I was involved in, like, the youth program and,
Yeah.
and like, and your kids weren't old enough
Right.
to do that. And then, because, like, you know, with other moms and stuff, it was
Uh-huh.
like, their kids were my age and,
Yeah.
and we had, like, a rapport and, like,
Right.
a relationship and would hang out and stuff. But with you, it was,
There was just not any overlap, really.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That,
Just enough
yeah.
of an age difference
Right.
that, like, yeah.
Yeah. You're just born in the wrong era.
I'm sorry. I do believe that, though.
Yeah.
I missed it.
Yeah. But I think it's cool,
It's-
like, age doesn't really matter. So.
It doesn't.
Yeah. Because you're super old.
And yet,
You're
you've
not
managed to
totally
overcome
kidding.
that boundary, you know? Don't let that keep us from this amazing friendship and podcast.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you for overlooking my age. That
Thank
means a
you
lot to
for
me.
overlooking my age, because honestly, like, I don't know why. You know, like, young people are stupid.
Sometimes 40-year-old people are stupid too, Marge.
That's true.
Yeah.
So tell me about, like, how you came to church and everything. Like, what's your story?
How we ended up at the church that we're at now?
Yeah.
Tim and I, we got married in 2002, and we're going to another church in town, and hated it. It was not a good situation. Weird stuff going on, so we had to find a new church. And we just started visiting all the different ones in Washington, and we went to pretty much every other church that we could think of. And then figured, well, we'd try First Baptist because Tim's boss at the time went there. And we're like, at least we know one person there. We'll try it. And it was really weird. Like, we walked in after going to all these different churches and not landing anywhere. And for whatever reason, we just felt like we were home as soon as we got to this church. It just felt right, even though we hardly knew anybody, had never been there before. I'd been there, like, when I was a kid. I had some friends that went there, but not in, like, a long time had we been there. So it didn't really make any sense that we felt so at home. We still went there for, like, 3 years without actually talking to anybody. Just kind of in and out, but we loved it, so we stayed.
What made it feel like home?
We're not really sure. I mean, we've talked about it, how it doesn't really make any sense.
You weren't, like, homeless at the time.
I was not actually homeless. We did have a house home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it just felt like...
So you didn't live there or anything?
We didn't live there. We just felt like we belonged there, which was really unique that we would both feel that way, because Tim and I didn't always line up on stuff like that, but we did. So it was... We figured that was significant enough to keep going. And then after we had Ruthie, we ended up getting more involved, getting to know people more, because this tiny little short lady kept running up and grabbing my baby from me and running off with her, and then I would have to find my baby back, and in order to do that I'd have to ask around, so I had to... It got me more familiar with people in church. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Having to track my baby back down in church.
That's really cool. That's a great story.
Yeah. Do you remember when your family came to our church?
Yeah, we migrated when I was very young.
Yeah. Do you know how old you were?
6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So.
Pretty young.
Do you remember much at all?
Of the beginnings and stuff?
Yeah. Like, what's your first impressions of church? Our church.
Honestly, like, so I was homeschooled, so, like, that was, like, socialization.
Yeah.
Is that a word?
Oh, yeah. That's an important word for a homeschooler, socialization.
It's so foreign to
Practically a whole subject of its own when you're a homeschooler.
Yeah. It was basically the homeschool equivalent of, like, studying abroad.
Yes.
I'm kidding, but also kind of not.
It makes sense.
Yeah, that was, like, my social life, so it was like, oh, this is great, you know?
Uh-huh.
And
this is where the people are.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is actually kind of sad thinking back.
It works, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have some socialization.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stop saying that word, because I don't think it exists.
No, it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just feels so
You gotta
foreign
join
on my
all of
tongue.
the homeschool forums and stuff as a mom, and then you'll see it everywhere.
Okay.
It's a big deal. And a real word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So don't worry.
Alright, thank you.
Yeah, you're using it properly.
Okay. But yeah, I grew up in church. I got baptized really, really young. Like,
Yeah.
At our old church. And there was, like, a church split, and we, there was a lot of messed up stuff going on there.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, after moving churches and everything, like, that was just my life. And Mom quickly got plugged into ministry there. And, which meant that, you know, like, during the day we would go to school there and hang out with other kids who were doing school there, and that was, like, just naturally, like, that was just life, you know, Monday through Friday, so,
yeah,
always very involved and very,
church-centered
life,
like,
to the point of, like, that's all that exists basically. And I didn't have friends outside of it because like there was no room for that, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Who are you gonna meet? Like a kid at Walmart and just like, you know
Bond.
what I mean? Like, yeah.
Exchange phone numbers.
Like a 12-year-old.
Right.
Yeah. Before phones were really.
Well, phones have always been a thing, but your own personal cell phone.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Like that was super rare when I was.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was that age, but so I don't know, I feel like that kind of sums it up.
Yeah.
Without going into a huge amount of detail.
Right.
But
we only have about an hour, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, like, pretty sheltered.
Yeah.
Childhood, adolescence, and that's made itself known in different ways, which we're gonna talk about in the episodes to come.
Hence the podcast. Yeah.
So
this is just cheap therapy. That's all this is.
Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. Anyway, so
yeah.
Can you tell us more about you? Like, who are you? What do you like? Why are you here?
Why am I here?
Yeah.
That's a good question. That's what I'm working out. I'm here for the podcast right now.
Okay.
Yeah. And the rest of it, I don't know. Like, oh man, that's it. So.
Let me start with.
Yeah, well, that's
what do you like to do?
That question just fried my brain. Why am I here? I don't know.
To be fair, it was like 3 questions.
Help me. Because then you get like the church answers, you know, and they're quarreling with your, like, honest answers.
Yes.
Like, what do I say? Anyway, interests, kind of stuff that we're into right now. I mean, I live on a farm, and it's literally the culmination of my entire life's dream. Literally living my dream. My childhood dream. And it's pretty cool. That's just mainly what I do of a day is tend to the farm. I'm a farmer now. Farmer, gardener, homeschool mom, you know. It's super crunchy and all that. That's the term too. I'm not making that up. That's like a real thing.
Crunchy?
Crunchy homeschool moms, yeah. Because all you do is you feed your kids like homemade granola. And you don't get them vaccinated, and you make them run around barefoot in the dirt. That's the thing. Yeah. So
on a farm.
On the farm, right? Milking the cows, feeding the hogs and whatnot. That's what we do.
Wait, you don't have hogs?
No, I don't.
Whose hogs are you feeding?
Concept. We just go out and we find hogs. It's a ministry. But we do have turkeys and chickens and. You know, a bunch of cats and dogs and parakeets and whatnot.
You still have the parakeets?
Oh, yeah. We have 4 now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Tim built Ruthie a whole aviary.
Nice.
It's like a whole chunk of her room dedicated to birds.
That's pretty cool.
And, I mean, if I'd had something like that as a kid, I would have exploded with joy. I mean, this kid doesn't know how spoiled she is. So, yeah, just living the dream 24/7. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
It is.
Yeah.
No, so what are you into, Marge? What are you up to these days? Doing a podcast.
Yes, I'm doing a podcast.
Getting into the podcast game.
I'm in an in-between season, I feel like, because I'm in between jobs. I am waiting to get a degree, waiting to get some things going, like, I mean, the podcast is an example, like, but I also have, like, a few other projects to work on. And it is just like everything's kind of like in progress, but nothing's like, I don't know, I feel like it's like starting to get off the ground.
Yeah.
And coming out of a place of trial. Like I've learned a bunch of skills and learned a lot in the past months. And really grateful for the trial that I've been through. And if anyone doesn't know, well, I mean, like, people who are new, but, like, I've dealt with a lot of anxiety for, like, the last 2 years. I mean, my whole life, but, like, intensely 2 years. So, yeah, that's been, I mean, I'll get into it later, but, it's been a really challenging and just a really big growing season for me. which I'm grateful for. It's just like really hard. But
Yes.
like right now, things that anxiety kept me from were things like doing projects, doing things that I like to do, working, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm in an okay spot right now.
Yeah.
And I feel I've been gifted
There
with
you
a
go.
lot.
Okay.
Of just really cool people and stuff like that. I don't. That was a very weird answer. I feel like.
No, I think that was a good answer. That's what's on your heart.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like specifics would be like I do DoorDash right now.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fun. I've been trying to teach myself piano since quarantine.
Cool.
And I need your help. I'm like doing chord inversions now.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Like I suck. So
I
just need to practice.
It's a good place to start. Yeah, we can look at that.
Yeah, and also my piano's really out of tune. But
that gives it character.
Yeah.
I like that.
I also kind of like
Mine
it
was
too.
in tune and I actually took it out of tune. So like it's too perfect. And I don't relate to that. It makes me uncomfortable.
That's
so
a little weird.
Yeah,
actually.
you just knock it out of tune
like,
a little bit.
Okay.
It's better that way.
I play guitar.
Yeah.
Another thing too is like this time of like I don't know what to say, like this season for me it's been like really creative and stuff.
Yeah.
And so like doing things like writing songs and really crappy poetry and just like trying to do, I don't know, like depression makes you really creative sometimes.
Yes, it does.
So,
yep.
Which I'm kind of like excited about in
a
weird way.
I know some of the best works of art have come out of depressed artists. It's true. It's kind of unfortunate, but it's true.
It's like the Phoebe syndrome. You know what I mean?
Is that when she made her doll portraits?
No.
What Phoebe?
Wait, she made doll portraits?
Yeah, those mannequins.
Oh,
that she put on the canvases.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
It was terrifying.
No, I was talking about when she gets her sexy voice.
Oh, yeah.
It's because she's sick.
I got a little bit of the sexy phlegm going on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sound great.
Thank you. I took my cough drop out just for you.
Because she's like, she wants to stay sick. So she can.
Somebody cough on me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Like, man, I kind of want to stay sad. Is that weird?
No, it's good for your art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But also don't stay depressed.
Yeah,
Stop
no. Yeah.
But yeah, if you can like maintain, like you can learn a lot while you're there, and then keep that as you move to a healthier place. That's kind of the goal. I have done that, like trying different techniques and stuff. And then you have that for later on. This is the part of the podcast where we ask each other questions. Marge, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, I don't know. I kind of want to know what your question is first. I'm afraid yours is going to be better than mine.
It probably is.
Okay, well then you should ask yours first.
No, it's not. I'm kidding.
No, do it.
Mine's really dumb.
Now you have to go.
No.
Now let's start with yours.
I'm not doing it.
I will arm wrestle you for it.
There's so many things I want to say.
I mean, we could arm wrestle.
Do you want to arm wrestle?
I mean, it doesn't make for very compelling podcasting, but I would love to have this battle of physical strength with you.
All right. Well, I'll start
beat the
training.
crap out of you.
You better start training.
I'm trained right now. I'm talking about right now to see who goes first.
This segment took a turn.
It did. You gotta be ready for anything.
What's your question for me?
My question is, how would you describe your perfect day?
This is like a long walks question.
Well, sort of. But it is also a long question. I told you I was going to leave it open.
That's a very big question.
Open. It's very big.
And yet so small because a day is only so long.
A day is only so long. You have 24 hours.
Plus
you can fill it any way you want. I mean, how much sleep would your perfect day involve?
Like,
that's part of the question. It's a thinker.
Okay.
You might have to come back to it.
Thank you for hitting me with that one. Okay. I wake up. Because that's how you started.
That's a great way to start.
Pancakes
Yes.
would be good.
Okay. What's on the pancakes?
Well, actually, can we switch it to waffles?
You can do whatever you want.
Because I am a big fan of chicken and waffles.
Heck yes.
It's
It's
so
a
good.
protein at the beginning of the day.
And like the syrup on the chicken as well.
Uh-huh.
It's so good.
Okay. This microphone's going to pick up my tummy growling any second now.
Okay. I heard it earlier.
Yes, I'm sorry. So waffles.
Honestly,
chicken and waffles.
Yeah. So like, I'm not normally a morning person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you knew that about me.
I've sensed it.
I'm
Just
definitely
get this
not
vibe.
a morning person.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is early for me.
You're doing great though.
Okay. Chicken and waffles.
In the morning, yes.
In the morning.
Well,
And
like,
then,
do you know what time? What time would you ideally wake up?
well, like, if I'm gonna get up super early, I
Uh-huh.
would, like, there's gotta be, like, an event or something,
Yeah.
like,
Some motivating
go out
reason.
and do something,
Yeah.
To help people or to,
Okay.
well, that's mainly the thing.
Right.
Because I really like helping people,
I respect that.
in my own way,
Uh-huh.
which is really selfish now that I think about it.
That's not what we're here to analyze.
Anyway, so like, yeah, getting up early, like getting started doing something, doing an event, or like getting out, and I've done volunteer work before with cleanup crews, and like when Joplin had a tornado and stuff. Like that was super exciting for me because it was just like get up and go, and like I don't have time to just sit around and be mad that it's morning.
Right.
So, so yeah, or like football feed or something.
Okay.
You did that, didn't you?
I never did.
Really?
Yeah, I missed all of that.
Huh.
The youth quit doing fun stuff when Ruthie became a youth.
Yeah.
I'm not bitter. It's fine.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's not about me.
No.
After.
Anyway,
Yeah.
So then, after that, like, we hit lunchtime, go home, take a shower, which kind of, like, I like using a shower as, like, a reset.
Mm-hmm.
Like, mentally, physically, all that kind of stuff. So, make sure my room's tidy. That always makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my perfect day. It's so sad. But
I'm digging it.
And then, like, just, I don't know, like, going outside, it's, like, I don't know, probably, like, 50 degrees.
Okay.
Wearing a flannel and barefooted, sitting under a tree, reading, like, by a body of water or something.
Yes.
Like, I could just do that. And then, like, it doesn't matter if I'm with someone or alone. Preferably be with someone just to, like, sit in silence together.
Mm-hmm.
But, at the end of the day, my favorite time of day is, like, I guess it's dusk. Like, when the sun is, like, sideways.
Yes.
And all the shadows are, like...
super long.
Yeah, they're, like, really long. And then it goes from this contrast of, like, this dark shadow and this really bright part. And then it goes, like... And it just mutes everything. And everything is, like, in a soft shadow. And that is my, like... That is, like... I wish the whole day was like that. Because I just love that so much. It's like...
It only lasts for a little minute.
It does, yeah. And everything's like, it's just calming down.
Yes.
And that's like, that's my natural state. And I want that. And like, I really like when it rains and stuff. So we'll throw in some rain on my perfect day as well.
Awesome.
Maybe some thunderstorms. That would be cool.
Yes.
I love just being out in the rain and feeling it. And like, so, yeah. And then having a bonfire.
Do you toast marshmallows and stuff at this bonfire? Or is it just for the fire's sake?
Obviously, if marshmallows are available, I would definitely toast them, yes.
All right.
But not necessary.
Okay.
But would be fun. I'm not a monster. I don't just eat the marshmallow.
Oh, thank God.
I put the marshmallow on a cracker of graham and some chocolate squares.
With the chocolate.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. Do you hear my dog?
As God intended. Yes, your poor doggy.
My poor dog. I might let him in after I finish. But, yeah, so it's a nice...
Sounds like a nice day.
Calming
That
evening.
is a fantastic answer.
You got the people in the beginning, and then you got the quiet time, and then you got the enjoyment time.
Good food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, steak.
Oh, yeah.
Steak and potatoes.
Oh,
All day, every day.
Well, now I'm drooling.
Okay.
All day, every day.
Yeah. For my one perfect day.
Screw the environment. Kill the cows.
You're a farmer.
I know. I'm gonna be raising beef cows as soon as I can get a fence. Get those cows out there doing their one job. Well, they have two jobs. Give me milk and steak.
Mm.
Yeah. So
That'd be
feel
good.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my perfect day.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let my dog in now. Did that answer your question?
It did fantastically. I was like, I seriously thought I'd have to give you some time to think about it because it's a big question.
I've been asked that question a few times before.
Oh, really?
And it always changes.
Nobody's
a bit,
ever asked me that.
but
Yeah.
it always includes rain and reading under a tree.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, the answer is going to change depending on where you're at in life. And so I think it's a good question to ask yourself regularly, you know, to kind of check in, like, what am I doing that I actually like to do? You know?
Mm-hmm.
C.S. Lewis, I know C.S. Lewis was asked the question one time. And he said it was basically he'd wake up with the sun, go for a walk, come back and have breakfast, and go read or write, and then have lunch, go for another walk, come back, read and write, have dinner, have a drink, go to bed. And I was like, yes. Where do I get me a wife that can cook all of my meals and just have them ready for me so I can go read and write and walk all day? I want to be C.S. Lewis. And I know that, like, at the time, I don't think he was married. I'm sure he had some maid or something, but that's less acceptable, I think, than having, like, right now, it'd probably be more acceptable for me to have a wife than a maid. Not that I would, but I did have 2 children that I am teaching how to cook, so put them to work.
Nice.
Yeah, and I can just walk and read and write. Living the life.
Yeah. Is that your ideal day?
Sort of. Wasn't like I'm just kind of stealing.
What's the Lisa version?
Is that your question for me?
No.
Okay, then you can't ask it yet.
Okay.
No, you can ask me that next time.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I can have time to think about it. I mean, it'll be a version of that, but with more turkeys.
All right.
What's
Lisa.
your question? Yes.
Are you prepared?
I'm braced.
My question for you.
Uh-huh.
Basically, I think a lot of us are wondering, like, what gives you the right to not like Princess Bride?
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
You want to know?
Yeah.
First
we
of
all
all,
want to know.
it's a stupid movie. Second of all,
I'm
it's
leaving.
not funny. Third of all, too many masturbation jokes. All right, one is acceptable, but there's like
What?
4. Yes, I'm
Are
sorry.
we watching the same movie?
Yes.
What?
See, this is part of the problem is that my brain has been firmly in the gutter since I was about your age. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Well-meaning friends of mine completely destroyed my innocence, and so now I see this kind of stuff everywhere, whether I want to or not. Well, I worked at Altamiller's for a long time, and it was almost all women. You know, you get a bunch of ladies together, and we can be just as bad as the guys, you know.
You don't say.
With the jokes and whatnot. Oh, yes, I learned so much. Because I, too, was a sheltered child. But I was no longer sheltered after working at Altamiller's with these, and I love these ladies. I love all of them. I miss them so much, but I tell you what, I learned a lot. I was shocked. So yes, now I see things in movies and TV shows and whatnot that I'm not super proud of. But it's there. It's not my fault that it's there. I'm not making it up. It's just that I wouldn't have seen it if I had come across it when I was a youth. Would have gone right over my head.
Like, I've seen the movie recently, and I'm very familiar with it, and I don't know what you're talking about.
Good. I'm not going to tell you. I am not going to destroy your innocence.
But now
I can watch it with you and point them all out if you want, but I don't want to do that.
Alright, okay.
Do you want me to?
No, I don't know. Like, it's just, something's upsetting.
No, you don't. I'm sorry. See, you asked.
Why is it not funny? I don't understand.
Okay, that I cannot answer. I don't know. I don't know why I don't like it. I don't know why I didn't like Young Frankenstein.
You don't like Young Frankenstein?
No, you know what else I don't like? Seinfeld. I don't get it. I am more confused than anyone else.
Huh.
Certain things do not click with me, and I cannot tell you why. I wish I could. I wish I could break that code so that I could enjoy these things that everyone else likes, like a normal person.
Is it because you knew everyone liked it? And you were like, oh, I should
No.
like this?
No, because I love Harry Potter,
Okay.
you know, which I got into well after all the books came out, and most of the movies had come out, you know, and, you know, I did wait because it wasn't as cool as it had been, like, originally, you know, because I can't do anything at the peak of its coolness, right? But I loved it, you know, so it's not that. It's not like I'm, like, deliberately going against some sort of fad or whatever. It didn't click with me, and I hate it. It annoys the crap out of me. Also, key point to this question is I am a horrible person. I don't know if you figured that out yet, but
I disagree.
just in my soul,
But
my
okay.
black, hardened soul,
Uh-huh.
I just am a horrible person.
That's why you don't like Princess
Yes. Yes.
It's because there's something wrong with you?
Yes. This is what I'm saying.
Let's talk about it.
And we shall.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm sorry to disappoint you in that way.
It just,
I can't.
it doesn't make sense to me either, because you're such a cheesy person.
It's so bad.
You're like, almost too much.
Yes. Right? This is what I'm saying. It makes zero sense.
Yeah, like,
I should love this movie.
Like,
yes.
You love our intro to the podcast, like, a little too much.
Right?
Like, it's so...
It speaks to me.
It's so bad.
In my heart.
It's very good, though, at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that in you. Like, I think it's interesting. Part of your personality is very particular. I know some people who are like that. Do you think that's part of personality? Do you think that's part of... Because personality is basically just, like, what your preferences are.
Either that or Robin Wright Penn just really hurt me at some point in my youth. And I have blocked it.
Because that's interesting. Like, is she the one that drives you crazy in that movie?
It's not just her.
Okay. Is it everyone?
It's not everyone. Like, Wallace Shawn is in one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
One, like, literally top 3 favorite movies.
What is it?
Goofy movie.
Oh.
Goofy movie.
Yes.
He's the principal.
Yes.
I don't actually find him annoying, but I find his presence in The Princess Bride super annoying.
Okay.
So I don't know.
So, interesting.
Yes, I apologize for all of that.
I've read the book, The Princess Bride.
Yeah? Is it better than the movie?
It's basically the same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the one movie that Hollywood gets right.
Yeah.
And
And
it's that
actually,
one.
it's interesting because, like, The Princess Bride movie, when it came out, flopped. It was a total flop. So,
wow.
And it didn't become popular until years later when people started appreciating it for what it was. Because no one said anything that this was kind of like a parody of itself.
Right?
And they didn't know how to market it because it was like, is it a comedy? Is it
a fairy tale for girls?
Is it a fantasy? What is it?
What do we do with this movie?
And I think it's like, that's why I love it so much, is because it's like, it breaks a lot of boundaries in that way.
Yeah.
And it's just, it is what it is. It's
right.
not, it's not like I like things that are hard to describe. You know? And it's very, like, the first time I watched it, I didn't get it either.
Yeah.
And like, I was like, what? I don't get it. But like, the more I watched it, it started to make sense to me, and then it became very clever. Like, like, they put a lot of thought into how to make this funny if you were paying attention. Yeah. And not to say that, like, you're wrong for...
No, I agree with all of this. Like, I got it as a youth, that it was a parody and all that, but I just did not respect it for whatever reason. Didn't like it.
So, are you like Mr. Bean?
I love Mr. Bean.
But I'm thinking of...
He's on my phone.
Yes. Me too. I love Mr. Bean so much. But like, is it like the British type humor? You know what I mean by that?
I feel like I could go to England and be welcomed as like a returning child of the motherland.
Mm.
You know, like I feel like that is my natural environment.
Mm.
And I think, you know, I get the British humor more than like the American style of humor sometimes. But not every time. Like I don't like the British Office as much.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Was that your phone?
No, because I turned mine off. That was yours. See?
The heck? We're super professional.
That's what editing's for. Cut that right out. So
I can't cut it out because it's over your talking.
But you can cut out some of my talking. I've said a lot. And basically it's all just me being confused with you why I don't like it. I don't know. I like a lot of I mean The Office is a parody of, you know, documentary. It's a mockumentary. I get that. Clicks with me. Love it. Just I can't tell you.
I mean, to each his own, you know.
To each his own, indeed.
Yeah. And I think that's interesting too because you have a lot of knowledge and wisdom really and art appreciation and stuff like that. And I think that is interesting to dissect like why you don't or why you do like something.
Yeah.
And it's not wrong. It's just like being able to articulate that is really like so much trickier than I thought. And
yeah,
but
there's
it's
not
like,
always a good answer.
Right. Yeah. It excites me to like talk about that kind of stuff though.
Yeah, well, me too.
Yeah.
And sometimes like you do learn stuff when you sit down to really pull something like that apart. You can have some real revelations. And that's why, like, I know because I have asked myself this question multiple times. And I have sat down and I've watched it again. I'm like, maybe I missed something. Maybe now, in my old advanced age, I will find the secret to the Princess Bride. It'll be revealed to me like a gem hidden beneath the earth. No, I hate it. Sorry, maybe I'll try it again. Like, maybe when I turn 50, I'll watch it again.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'll report back.
Fair enough.
I used to hate coffee, too. You know, you've seen me embrace that.
Yeah, a little too much, too.
I didn't bring it today, you'll see. I didn't drink mine.
I was a little worried, actually. You don't even have a cup with you.
Mm-mm.
So, you doing okay?
You can
Deep
cut this
breathing.
out. It got
Got
stuck. Yeah.
Stuck.
I'm doing better than I was last week. I had the allergies real bad last week.
Yeah.
I presume it was the allergies. A whole bunch of people I know got the COVID. And I took a test.
The COVID.
Yeah, COVID. I took a test for the COVID and it came back negative. So I'm assuming it was allergies, but I had all the same symptoms as like everybody who was testing positive. You know, just felt like crap, low energy, snot. You know, just a brain full of snot. It's real cute.
I don't think that's normal.
No, it's not normal, but I'm here now.
I'm glad.
Yeah. Are you doing okay? Did you get the...
I did not get the COVID.
Whatever's going around?
I did get the allergies.
Yes.
And
Sorry
the
about
sinus
that.
pressure.
Yes. Right? It's unpleasant.
The snot infection.
Uh-huh.
So maybe that's why I'm not sleeping well.
You want to hear a fun fact?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know why our allergies are so bad now? The allergies have gotten, like, exponentially worse for people since the 20s, since 100 years ago. A huge contributing factor is the fact that they started landscaping cities and whatnot with male trees to avoid the seeds and the fruit and stuff clogging up the streets and making a mess. They figured they'd avoid the mess by planting nothing but male trees in the towns and whatnot. And so what they've done now is created whole domes of the earth that are just filled with plant semen every spring. And we're breathing it, and it's going straight to our brains. And now they're trying to undo that.
Who's they?
They, arborists and botanists and people who care. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
They tried to avoid one problem and ended up creating another.
That's a bit of a disturbing fact.
Isn't that fun to think about?
No.
Mm-hmm. No.
Well, who, like, you're saying, like, the people who are in charge of landscape?
Yeah. Yeah, landscaping the cities and whatnot.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So that's why you park your car outside and you get a layer of yellow on it, like, instantly. All that
Interesting.
plant semen. Out in the air.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Yeah, so do with that what you will.
Okay.
Yeah, next time you can't breathe.
Okay. Yeah, that'll really help me.
I think the landscapers of last century.
Is there a change going on now?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Actively trying to remove the male trees and sometimes put up just female trees of the same species or trees that don't shoot out as much pollen, you know? Like it doesn't have to be, I don't know if it's maples or whatnot. I know oaks are real bad. Oaks are self-pollinating, so they do both. They're not male or they're both.
That's very interesting.
So cut down all the oaks, get rid of them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Get something else in here.
How long does it take for a tree to grow, though?
Well, like an oak tree can live for like 200 years. So to get to be full size to where it's fun to look at, probably 20.
Have you planted trees?
Yes. We planted a bunch of trees this year, partly as a tribute to Tim's cousin, Kaylin, who died.
Mm.
So, because that was a request of his family, like instead of sending flowers or whatnot, plant a tree. So we did. We planted 3 maple trees and a couple of quince trees that don't get very big, but they're really pretty. And an apricot tree, a pecan tree, some other stuff.
That's really cool. That's a really cool tribute, actually.
I know, like when I die,
Yeah.
please plant some trees in
Yeah.
my name. You don't even have to put a marker on it or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Just think of me as you dig that hole and stick that tree in
Yeah.
there. Yep.
It's like,
That's all I ask.
yeah,
And sing, I want you to sing Bye Bye Little Sebastian as you do it.
obviously.
Okay.
Yeah. I will lead the chorus.
Or 5,000 Candles in the Wind. I think that's what it's actually called.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Got that established.
That is a cool image, though, of like returning to the earth.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially as long as trees live, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and how much they can provide. The history that happens around that tree, I think it's cool.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So, all of that to say, that's why you don't like Princess Bride.
Yes, that is my complete answer.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah. Now you know. Yeah. Mystery solved.
Alright, so I think that's a pretty good start for our first episode.
I feel good about it.
Yeah, so if we just want to take a few minutes and go over the goals for our podcast.
Okay.
And yeah, like what we want to do with it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
you want to go?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I definitely have 3 main goals.
Yeah.
Okay? I want to, A, change the world. B, I want everyone to get saved.
Okay.
Everyone in the whole world gets saved.
From our podcast? Or-
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
That's what's happening.
Mm.
This is number 1, evangelistic. If you can't tell. And C, it's going to make us tons of cash.
Okay.
Yeah, those are my goals.
Okay.
What are your goals?
My goals were to encourage people and
Yeah, that's good too.
have a creative outlet,
Mm-hmm.
and also, well, yeah, like with that comes like a passion to create an environment where like people can share thoughts openly, an environment where you can hear some different sides of opinions and
Mm-hmm.
just talk about stuff and dissect stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
well, like that's really what I'm passionate about, is just understanding people,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it'll be a really fun time.
It's going to be an okay time. Yes. And, okay, I was being facetious. I don't know if that was clear. Those are not my actual goals
Oh, really?
that I stated earlier. Right?
Okay.
Yes, those were
That changes things.
facetious goals.
Okay.
Yeah. My actual goals are more like yours.
Okay.
Yeah. I do believe it's important for
It's a good thing you
ordinary
clarified
people.
that.
What?
It's a good thing you clarified that.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I know it's hard to pick up sarcasm sometimes over this kind of
Uh-huh.
a thing. Right. 'Cause you can't see my face, which is clearly blank and expressionless.
Uh-huh.
But no, I do think that it's good for people with experiences to talk about them. I have learned the most in my life from people just talking, you know? Probably not even really thinking necessarily too much about what they're saying. And it has absolutely changed my life on a couple of occasions. So if I can do that even a little bit for somebody else, just by telling my stories and putting it out there, then great. I know that that is how God redeems a lot of the crap that people go through. You know, he can use that in somebody else's life, but you have to be willing to talk about it, you know. And sometimes, you know, you're not ready to talk about it. You're not in a place to talk about it. That's cool. I feel like, you know, you and I are both at a place now where we have processed things on our own enough that we can, you know, talk about stuff from a better place.
Right.
That's potentially more helpful.
Right.
That is my goal.
It's a pretty good goal.
Want to, you know, point people to Christ by talking about beer and Lord bearing us strength and, you know, throwing some office quotes in there. That's like what we talked about in the intro. Yeah. God uses whatever he wants. That's why we're here.
That's really good. So yeah, stick around if you want to understand more, if you want to hear us interview some people, if you want to hear more about our testimonies and get into specifics of our history, our struggles, our frustrations, and all that good stuff. So also stick around if you want to understand what the name of the podcast means.
Right.
Because we will be discussing that.
Will we? Or are we just going to leave it a mystery? I think it just will come up occasionally in snippets.
Yes.
So, yeah, you got to be in for the long haul to get full comprehension. Or
yes. Like the Princess Bride.
No. That's not going to happen. We should just make a whole episode about the Princess Bride.
Okay. Yeah, I could do a deep dive on Princess Bride.
Yeah, write it down.
Okay.
I'll watch it again for you.
Okay.
Just for you.
We could watch it together. And I could tell you how you're wrong.
We can take notes. I'll tell you how you're wrong.
Okay.
I'll point out all of the masturbation jokes.
Thank you.
And you will cry. And then you'll hate it along with me.
And I'll probably throw
I will
our
win
TV
you
out.
over to my side.
Okay.
And
I would honestly, like, love that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just don't say I didn't warn you.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Okay.
All right.
I'll bring the popcorn.
Okay.
All right.
I'll bring the movie.
Okay. Good, because I don't own it. I did own it at one point, and I burned it.
Like you burned it to give it to someone else?
No, I took it outside and I lit it on fire.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye. See, this podcast writes itself.
You're crying.
I just pictured it.